Okay, so I just had a conversation with one of our Rooted in Chaos members, and I'm going to summarize her question. She says, we are, again, this is a summary of everything that she said. We're in a committed relationship, we're emotionally attached, but I often wonder if he is the right person for me, if he's the right one for me. We have different mindsets, different interests. Will it even work out? Um, if you have similar thoughts and or questions in your relationship, in your current relationship, chances are this is not your first relationship. Okay. If this is your first relationship and these are the kind of questions that you have right now, this is not the video for you. But if this is not your first relationship, and you are emotionally invested, you know that the other person is also emotionally invested, uh, and yet you have these questions of, oh, we're so different, or we're kind of different, and will this work out? That's the first layer of questions. The second layer of questions below that is it worth investing, continuing to invest in this relationship when I don't really know if it is even going to work out? If that's where you are, you need to understand that below these top of mind questions of, it seems as if it's a practical, it seems as if it's a more practical based problem, like, oh, we are different, we don't align, different mindsets, different mind space, different interests, and thus is it going to work out? But actually your question is coming from the subconscious there, which is based in fear, because one or more previous relationships did not work out. And usually when a long-term relationship doesn't work out, there is some form of trauma attached to it. Trauma is nothing but when something happens in a life and we are not completely fully able to make sense of it. Thus, we're not able to process it, we're not able to resolve it, and we're not able to grow from it. So a part of us, the part of us who lived through that trauma, stays stuck in time there in that traumatic event. The rest of us, so there's a part of you that stays stuck there. The rest of you continues to live your life, continues to move on, now is in this other relationship. But in this other relationship as well, there will be the question of whether or not this relationship will be there forever. And so when you come to that space, that you, the past you that went through that trauma and was not able to resolve it, gets activated and or what you may call as triggered. Yeah. So that part gets triggered, and then that part, you from your present self go and start living in your past self. So the question or the work to do here is not so much about we are different people or we have conflicts or we have different mindsets or we have different interests, because no matter who you get into a relationship with, no matter how similar they are to you, no matter how much you have, exactly the same beliefs, exactly the same thoughts, exactly the same interests, the more you get to know somebody, the more you start seeing nuanced differences between the two of you. That's going to be true no matter who that person is, right? um, and which is good. If two people, number one, nobody is absolutely identical, no two people can be exactly identical. Number two, if two people were exactly identical, where's the growth? Like, our growth and or our meeting other people, getting to know other people, is so that I am able to expand beyond my thoughts, my perspectives, what I believe in, how I understand the world. Yeah. So it's good that two people are different, that two people have different interests, that two people have all of those things are actually good. One, two, you'll not find anybody who is exactly the same as you. So on that level, on the relationship level, the questions are more about not so much about we are different people, but about how do we work? How do we move along with our differences? Do we have those skills of how do we work with conflict? Not how do we not have conflict? You will always have conflict again, no matter who you're with. A conflict of thought, a conflict of interest, a conflict of liking, all of those things will always be there. So the real question there in that relationship is about how do you Do you both have, are you both open to learning how to be with conflict, how to work with conflict? Um, that's the bit with the relationship. But the real work here with your questions is about you being able to resolve and work through the fears that are very, very alive in you faced in the past. That's the real work to do. And in there, broadly speaking, there will be two kinds of things that you want to do. One, you'd want to invest in some skills that help you be able to ground in this present moment, to be able to ease, soothe your current body, your nervous system, so that your mind can settle down, quieten down, so that it can actually see things clearly. Yeah. So build in some skills that help you do that. As your present self develops these skills, then the second thing that you want to learn is how do you go back to that past you and help that past you soothe. Because in the present moment, when those questions come of, will this work out, will this not work out? It's coming from a fear. It's coming from the space of fear. It's coming from the space of survival. Hmm? And when that comes up, it's no more the present you. It's that past you that has become you. Okay, so think about this. Let me know if you have any questions, anything else that pops up for you as you listen to what I just shared. Yeah.